Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य माणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेन अहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्माम् अवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा जिह्वे पिबस्वामृतमेतदेव गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति। Narayan. So we were seeing in the last session about how this chapter is unfolding in the beginning, with Sanjay giving the first narrative of what he is seeing in the way Arjun is in the battlefield. So last time I think you were asking the question about Vishad, no?
Yeah.
So Vishad is nothing but struck by grief or sorrow. So Arjun, in that state of sorrow and grief, he just gave up everything and was sitting behind in the chariot. So that's the point which Sanjay saw. So the first shloka of second chapter start with Sanjay is continuing the same discussion forward and saying what he is seeing. He says, Tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashru purna kulekshanam vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. That Arjuna, struck with grief. I told you, Sanjay's way of interpretation of Arjun's condition is two, which he has continued from the first chapter. Kripaya paraya vishta, who is overpowered by compassion. That's the first state he is seeing Arjun into. And the second, he says, Vishidan. He is struck with grief or sorrow. These two states Sanjay is seeing about Arjun. But in the second and third shloka, when Bhagwan Vacha starts, Bhagwan is seeing the same Arjun in the same condition. But you see, when two people see the same problem, how they interpret depends upon their vision. I'll tell you one thing very interesting in spirituality. When spirituality, when somebody says, is that, are you in problem? If somebody sees you and asks, and the person whom they're asking is not in a problem. So we ask back the same person, maybe you are in a problem, that's why you're seeing problem in me. So, if you see some shortcomings in somebody outside, the first thing you will have to verify is yourself. Maybe that shortcoming is somewhere inside, which is what you're seeing outside. So, what is inside us, that's how our vision becomes. So, the same problem which Sanjay saw as Vishad and Kripaya Paraya Vishtah, Bhagwan is seeing differently. Now, Bhagwan Vacha starts with 2 shlokas only, Bhagwan says. Now remember, I told you Bhagwan is not speaking as Bhagwan here. He is speaking as a friend with whom Arjun has got immense faith to discuss things. So Bhagwan is doing what? The friend which is struck by these problems, Bhagwan lashes out at him. Straight away he lashes out. Because when a person is in a problem, many a times whatever advice you give, he may not be even ready to accept it. You have to see his readiness. Arjun has completely gone down. He has forgotten his capabilities. He has forgotten his state. He has forgotten where he is standing also. Bhagwan will bring it out, all those things. What are you talking, Arjun? What happened to you suddenly? So Bhagwan lashes out at Arjun in a sense of ridicule words. And Gurudev uses one word very beautifully, which is soaked in the acidity of satire. He soaked every word in that, the way Bhagwan is talking to Arjun. Now, I tell you one thing very clearly here. Wherever Bhagwan Vacha shlok will come, please be mindful of seeing the way Bhagwan is acting in any situation. Okay? Srimad Bhagavat says this very clearly. I told you in the last class, we can call that supreme consciousness as Brahman, Paramatma, many different names. Srimad Bhagavat uses one shlok, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdyate. Srimad Bhagavat says this in its Skanda that, Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan is the same word. The only difference is how we can understand, how we can grasp it. The level of Bhagavan doesn't change. One more example I'll give you. When Lord Rama went to Janakpuri to take that boat to marry Sita ji, when Bhagwan Rama enters that assembly, everybody sees Rama differently. Rakshasas were sitting there, including Ravan. Ravan was also sitting there. Ravan is saying as if somebody has come who is going to punish us. A person who is really Karamfal Data has walked in. The people who had love was saying, what a devotional person, how beautiful he is. Sita ji also saw Ramji, she said, what a beauty, what a mesmerizing beauty. The same person, but everybody saw differently depending upon their level of intellect. Everybody saw it differently. In the same way, when Bhagwan sees this problem, Bhagwan doesn't say Vishidan, Bhagwan doesn't use that Kripaya Paraya Vishta and all those things. What Bhagwan says, Kutastva Kashmalam Idam. He uses the same word first away to lash out at Arjun. From where have you got this dirt? Kashmal means dirt, I told you last time. Actually, I will explain you Kashmal in a different way also. In Sanskrit, whatever Kashmal means, whatever blocks the clarity of your thought, whatever really puts a wall in the clarity of your thought, that's called Kashmal. What stops you from thinking freely, what stops you from using your own knowledge, what stops in the clarity of your thought process, that all is called Kashmal. So Arjun Bhagwan is asking, from where have you got this thing, Arjun? What has gone wrong with you? So now, the person who is listening to all these things, he has got 2 ways to look at the thing now. So rather than telling the problem first, Bhagwan will tell first where your problem is going to lead you into. The state you are in, what is going to lead you into. So he uses 3 words there. He uses the word here, Aswargyam, Akirtikaram and Anaryam. 3 words he uses for Arjun there. Arjun, the kind of behavior you are doing now, the kind of characteristics you are showing now, the kind of attitude you have got into, it is going to take you away, snatch you all these 3 things which you already have. It is going to take away these things from you. What? You are already an Arya. No, you are noble and everybody, the whole world knows. Arjun doesn't fight for the sake of fighting with anyone. He has won many battles, but every battle had a purpose. So what you are doing is not showing your nobility, it's going to show you that you are ignoble. So first, Anaryam. The second thing is that you have a defined path. With this body you have gone to heaven. If you with this body has gone to heaven to earn weapons and artillery, do you think after death you are going to go into hell? You already have earned the level of going into Swarga easily. You must aim at a higher purpose. So this behavior what you are showing is going to be aswargyam. It's going to lead, not showing you a person who has won over the heaven. Not showing you as a person who is going to go to heaven. It's going to take you to hell. The second thing he talks about. So anaryam, aswargyam, akirtikaram. Arjun, you have a great name. And what this is going to do, it is going to snatch away all the name you have earned. All the good name and greatness you have earned in front of the people, in the eyes of the people, everything will get washed off in one go. So Bhagavan says these three things. When Bhagavan has said these three things, he says, Vishame samupastitam. From where have your kashmal, this thing which is blocking your thought which has come, it is untimely. Vishame samupastitam is not right to happen at this time. When we were discussing whether we should fight or not, this discussion would have come. It is the right time you could have discussed these things. Now we are in the war. We have blown the conch already. Everything has been done. Now you are coming with this situation at this time. So the time is not right for you to say this, Arjun. Vishame samupastitam. It's not right at this time. Then in the next shloka, the third one, Bhagavan says, Arjun, there he gives a jolt to Arjun. He gives a shock to Arjun. Klaibyam ma. Don't give away to impotence. Don't behave like a eunuch. Now I picked up that statement in the last time. How Bhagavan is saying this word. Actually Bhagavan is reminding him, when we talk about klaibyam or impotence, there are two kinds of impotence. One is a physical attribute, when a person physically has got that thing, which is a different subject altogether. And Arjun in the last 1 year before the war has already gone through the physical attribute. So it's very easy for Bhagavan to remind him, man, imagine you were taking it as a punishment. You were saying that, it's a punishment to do that. And now you are leading to the same thing again. There you showed the physical attribute of being an impotent person. Now you are showing the attribute of a mentally impotent. Intellectually impotent. So Bhagavan is leading Arjun, what's wrong? The time of becoming like a eunuch is gone. That year is gone. You've already gone through that pain. Come back and listen to what I'm saying now. He says, Klaibyam ma. Don't give away to impotence. Ma smagamaf parthaha naitat tvai upapadyute. Bhagavan says, Arjun, this doesn't suit you at all. It doesn't suit your personality. It doesn't suit you at all. You just give up this thing. Then he says, Chudram, there Bhagavan lists down how he sees Arjun problem. Bhagavan is not seeing Kripaya Parayavishtaha. Bhagavan is not seeing Vishad. Bhagavan is using two words against what Sanjay has used there. Bhagavan uses Chudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. See how simply Bhagavan is putting up. He is not using complicated word for us to explain at all. Bhagavan and says to Arjun, Arjun, this is showing your low-lying character. It's showing below your character level. Chudram, you can't behave like this. You are such a competent man, such a valorous man, such a skillful person. You have won so many wars. How have you come to this level? What happened to you? So he says, Chudram. Then he uses the second word. Hridaya Daurbalyam. Now this point I wanted to take up also to a point. So what if a man is competent? So what if a man has got many degrees? So what if a man is so skillful? But if his heart is not strong enough to take care of situation, these skills, competence and all these things may not be of use to you when you need them. कभी कभी लोग कहते हैं हम लोग को भी, पता नहीं क्या हो गया था उस टाइम पे, I don't understand what happened to me. I knew I am strong, but I don't know where my strength went. That's the same point Bhagavan is bringing to Arjun here. Arjun, I see this as only two problems. Chudram, it's your lower nature, lower character, below your character level. hridaya daurbalyam. And what Bhagwan orders him, tyaktva uttishtha. Just give them up and stand up. Now, I want to bring one more thing before I go ahead with the next shlokas, which I read the next shloka also. I picked up one Ved Bhagwan's question for you in the last class. Kasmai devaya havisha vidhema. Now I want to, Ved Bhagwan is asking a question. What you are doing every day as an action, who you are devoting that action to? Kasmai devaya, to which God? Havisha videma. Are you putting ahuti every day? Havisha means havis, what we put in the havan. It's called havisha. Who are you giving ahuti every day to? Means, ahuti means what? Every karma, every action of ours is a ahuti into the total space. What is the Yajnashala here? Yajnashala is the whole creation. What we do every day is our offering to the whole creation. So that is why Ved Bhagwan asks you the question, Kasmai Devaya, to which God are you putting the ahuti? And I explained you 5 scenarios there, and I want to tally Arjun with that scenario first, for you to understand how it works out. So the first one to give ahuti every day is Devta. Okay? Devta means deities. Deities means divine and higher purpose. That's what is meant here. Higher purpose means actually which is beyond the earth right now. Devta is the first one. If you give ahuti to Devta every day through your karma, you are doing karma yoga. Okay, that's the first point. If you are giving ahuti to the society, okay, that's called social service. That's the second one I talked about. Definitely they both are higher. Highest is Devta, because Devta mein society is already covered. If you are doing ahuti to Devta, of course society is automatically covered in there. The higher the purpose, the more all-inclusive the whole thing will become. So the second one is social society, which you will be end up doing social service, samaj seva. The third one, which is about an ordinary man, is for your family. Many people do that in the world. Everyone is doing for their own family. That's the life of an ordinary man. So this is man. A little higher is samaj seva or social service. Even higher is devta. So 3 level I already spoke about. Now let me tell you about the 2 below level also. Below the ordinary. Some people are working only for themselves and their body, which I picked up in the last time. और इसको कहते हैं शरीर सेवा. I'm only serving my body. It's a lower level. There the family will also get ignored. Everything will be about selfish desires and selfish things. मेरा काम पूरा हो जाए तो बाकी देखी जाएगी. ठीक है ना? तो वो हो गया 4th level, which is called body. Some people are not even doing for their body. Now, which are these people? I picked up in the last time. Some people, they have the intention that they want to earn and make wealth to keep their family and their body happy. But in the pursuit of doing that, they end up working only for the seva of the wealth. They end up serving the money only. Let the money increase. And in that matter, both the family and the body starts remaining ignored. कभी कभी शरीर की भी उपेक्षा हो जाती है, परिवार की भी उपेक्षा हो जाती है. बहुत साल बाद समझ में आता है, अरे कमाया तो इन्हीं के लिए था, और ये तो दुखी है, तो कमाया क्या फिर? तो what happened? The whole service goes into the service of the wealth. Wealth is for the sake of wealth only. It becomes only power giving or some people. Now look at Arjun. Arjun's life has been, he has already, when he is talking about, I am fighting for my own people and they are standing here only. That means his havis of parivar is already done. Right? His family service is already done. He is already saying that, my family is standing here. I want this victory, this Rajya only for them. No. If they are going to die, what use is the Rajya for me? So Arjun has already qualified that level of Kasmai Deva Havisha Videme, that family. Now look at the second portion, which is Samaj Seva. So Arjun, in the second piece of argument, first argument was about the family, that I don't want to fight with this. Second piece of argument, he spoke about who? Society. What will happen? Men will die, women will get spoiled, Varna Sankar ho jayega, unke pitar gir jayenge, their pitaras, their forefathers will fall from heaven. That means he's already taken care of society also. So those 2 levels Arjun have already qualified. Now since those 2 levels Arjun has already qualified, that's an indication that Arjun is already ready for the next level, which is Ahuti for Devtas. Which means what? Now, for him to go to that level, Bhagwan is going to give him self-knowledge in this. Because this man is already ready. Had Arjun not come to those level, Bhagwan's discourse to Arjun may have changed. It would have become more to explain him how to do your duty, how to do your karma yoga. Now you see in this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan will talk about every yoga to Arjun. Karma yoga, dhyana yoga, which is meditation, then bhakti yoga and jnana yoga. Many people outside say that, they say karma kand, upasana kand and jnana kand, they are self-conflicting in each other. But that's they don't know the entirety. Actually, karma kand is supposed to lead you automatically into upasana kand. Upasana kand is when you are ready, automatically supposed to lead you to jnana kand. See, karma and upasana, those people who have done, they have done enough. Doesn't matter if they have not got the knowledge in that life. Next life, when they come, they will start immediately to that level. Now I'll explain you why I'm saying this. So Bhagwan will pick it up in the further shlokas also. You will see many people around you, they are like born sannyasis. How? They've already done karma and upasana in their last life. They may have done some jnana kand also in last life. When I was telling you in the last class, don't worry how much you grasp from this. The point is, be available, be attentive. Make your ears available to let the knowledge fall into your intellect. Intellect is like, इसको हम ना एक शब्द बोलते हैं हिंदी में, चित्त भूमि. चित्त भूमि शब्द का मतलब होता है, is the space of intellect. Intellect space, if you keep it available, the seeds will fall into them. But provided you are available. क्लास में बैठ के दिमाग कहीं और जाए, घर का याद आए, कुछ आए, वो तो मैं am not talking about that. If you have made yourself available and you have kept your ears open to let the knowledge fall, the seed of knowledge will fall. Someday, whether in this life or whichever life, when the right temperature comes and the right water is given to it, it will start sprouting out and you will also not come to know where it came from. Why? I don't remember. I told you in one of the, I was talking to somebody here. I don't remember any punya I have done in this life to be here. Any punya to, study Vedanta. Someday it came into my mind and I just left my job and went there. Everybody was saying, how fool you are. Such a big position you are leaving and going. I just went. What pushed me there, I also don't know. I really don't remember any punya of this life to even come to Vedanta. Forget about, learning or teaching and all those things. But the thing is, some life it would have happened. Bhagwan will protect that. And I told you, you may get PhD degree, you may get doctorate degree, you may become engineer. But in the next life, you will have to start A for apple and B for bat. You'll have to gain those degrees again. But that's not for spirituality. Wherever you have left, in the next life, it will start from there. Someday it will turn up. There are many instances, they say, I have never gone to, such place. I do not know how this man transformed suddenly. And he's better than all those people who have been in working hard and practicing for years. He just came and he flew by a rocket. And everybody is like slogging on the road and going like that. There is instances like that. Spiritual science is like that. So Bhagwan knew that Kasmai Devaya Havisha Videma. Arjun knew he has already reached those next to the top levels, which is family and society is already done. He is ready to get the self-knowledge to do seva for himself. So that's the point. Bhagwan is going to pick up from there and start going to give Arjun the knowledge. Now with this I'll come to the shloka which says Arjun Uvacha. Bhagwan gave a lash out at his friend Arjun. Now Arjun will give his concluding arguments. Now these are not arguments. Arjun will grasp what Bhagwan is saying. First, assess his situation with that, what Bhagwan said, and going to give out an answer. One thing I told you in previous classes, that please remember, when you read Bhagavad Gita, you will know that in this whole Bhagavad Gita, up to all 700 shlokas, I don't know what level of focus and attention Arjuna has got. Why? Bhagwan is taking him through difficult topics, but Arjun will make sure that he pauses Bhagwan and he will ask him the relevant question there. I do not know. I am so amazed by Arjun's focus. Imagine there are 11 Akshohinis standing in the front, 7 Akshohinis behind. He is standing in a no man's land asking these questions. I do not know what kind of a focus Arjun has got. He has forgotten about the whole army. And he is asking question to Bhagwan exactly according to the topic. Now you see here, Bhagwan gave 2 jolts to Arjun, that what are you doing? Don't behave like a eunuch. So Arjun got that jolt. He didn't get up yet. Okay? But he grasped that. He formed his situation. He's trying to assess his own situation. And he's going to present to Bhagwan that what he is going through now. These are 4 to 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these shlokas, 5 shlokas are the masterpiece of Arjuna's discussion. I'm saying masterpiece, why? Because he is going to come down to a level to accept that this is the state, I have assessed, you both said, Sanjay said Vishad, Sanjay said Kripaya Paryavishta, you said Shudram, Hridaya, Daurbalyam and all, but this is how I feel my situation is, and I feel Bhagwan, it's the right time. I cannot handle it. You come and help me. So we'll read the shlokas from 4 to 8. Arjuna Uvacha. I'll read actually 3 of them right now. So for me to just, make the ease of explanation. Arjuna Uvacha. Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe Dronam cha Madhusudana Ishubhif Pratiyotsyami Pujarhavari Sudana Guru Nahatva hi Mahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Bhaikshamapi Haloke Hatvartha Kamanstu Guru Nihaiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdhan Nachaita Digmak Kataranno Gariyo Yadva Jayema Yadivano Jayeyuhu Yane Vahatvana Jiji Vishamaha Tevasthita Pramukhe Dhartarashtraha Sanjay Uvacha Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe Dronam cha Madhusudana Ishubhif Pratiyotsyami Pujarhavari Sudana Guru Nahatva hi Mahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Bhaikshamapi Haloke Hatvartha Kamanstu Guru Nihaiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdhan Nachaita Digmak Kataranno Gariyo Yadva Jayema Yadivano Jayeyuhu Yane Vahatvana Jiji Vishamaste Vasthitah Pramukhe Dhartarashtraha. You'll see I have 2 different chanting styles because the meter of the shloka has changed. Okay? So Katham Bhishmamaham is in a different meter and the next one is in a different meter. So you will see this meter shloka also going ahead. And so I will keep telling you where the thing changes. So Arjun says to Bhagwan, he uses the word Hey Madhusudana. Now he uses 2 address for Bhagwan in this shloka. You will see first in the first line, Hey Madhusudana. The second one is in the last portion of the second stanza. Ari Sudana. Both of them have got Sudana there. Okay? Sudana means one who is killer. Who has killed or was destroyed. Destroyer is the word. Madhusudana, Bhagwan got the name for killing Madhu and Kaitab. Of course, you may have killed Madhu and Kaitab because they were enemies. They ought to be killed. But Bhagwan, they are not enemies. They are my own relatives. Your killing Madhu is justified. But my killing relatives is not justified. So he uses the word, Hey Madhusudana. And Ari Sudana, why? Bhagwan, you have destroyed many enemies. See, when you look at Bhagwan Krishna's avatar, now I have one more thing I wanted to say when I'm talking about Bhagwan Krishna here. I said Srimad Bhagavad uses the word, Bhagwan ke liye, Brahmena Brahmeti Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti shabdyate. Brahman means not Brahma. Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagavan is the same word. Bhagavan itself take different forms. I picked up in the last class when I spoke about Sagun Sakar and Nirgun Nirakar. I picked up that discussion in the last class. So you remember one thing, God is formless. Because He is formless, he can take any form. So when we in Sanatan Dharma talk about Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Shiva, Mother Devi, they are all the same consciousness in different forms. Because they are formless, they can take any form, depending upon how their devotees want. Some people want, मुझे देवता भी चाहिए स्त्री फॉर्म में, ले लो, देवी हैं आपके लिए. मुझे भगवान चाहिए, आई डोंट वांट अ ह्यूमन फेस ऑल्सो, ठीक है, आप गणेश जी ले लो, कोई बात नहीं, आपके पास बहुत चॉइस है. यू हैव इनफ चॉइस in terms of Bhagwan, Devi, Devta. But remember, that is not something to be put down on us. It's our biggest advantage. It's the biggest positive of Hindu Dharma. There are many million minds. Many million minds can accept million different things. That's why our Devi, Devtas are in different forms. It's not that they needed form or one is different from other. They both all the same. Consciousness takes different forms. When Bhagwan will use in the coming chapters, as he'll talk about, when dharma goes down, adharma comes up. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. He uses the word himself. He says, whenever dharma Bhagwan has kept in the creation to maintain in running of the creation in a peaceful form. The day dharmasya glani bhavati, dharma will start going down or will start getting eroded. Where? Here means in the minds of people. He's talking about there. Where will dharma stay? Dharma will not stay outside. Dharma will stay in the minds of people who follow them. When the people who follow dharma starts going down, I told you, when the positive energy starts going down, negative will automatically start overpowering. That's the gravitational fall. We'll fall down only. Uplifting, we need a lot of effort. Downfall needs no effort at all. So he says, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati, then abhyutthanam adharmasya. The moment dharma will go down, adharma will start rising. Abhyutthanam means it will start rising. Abhyutthanam adharmasya tad atmanam srijamyaham. I will manifest in any form I want to just control the adharma and make sure that the dharma is re-established for this whole thing, creation to be managed. Now remember, Pandava and Kaurava, when you see, Pandava's side is dharma, because their king is who? Dharamraj Yudhishthir. Okay? Kaurava's side is adharma. That is why you will see Kaurava's Akshohini is 11 and Pandava's Akshohini is only 7. It doesn't matter. There may be fewer kind of people on the side of dharma, but still dharma will remain victorious always, because Bhagwan is on the side of dharma. So anyway, so that's the point. So here he says, you may have killed Madhusudana, Bhagwan. I have also killed many demons. It's not that you only have killed. I have also killed. What is so special about this? Arisudana, you killed many enemies. I also killed many. I have won many battles. How many I have killed already? How many battles I have already won? So we both are equal. Friendly talk, no? But Bhagwan, you tell me, Katham, how? How what? How do you expect me? Aham, Bhishmam, Dronam cha. How do you expect me, Sankhya, in this battlefield, to kill Bhishma and Drona? You tell me once where you have killed your Guru. Bhagwan, show me once. You have been Bhagwan, you have killed so many people, they were all Rakshasas, that's why you killed, no? You show me where you have killed your Guru, anywhere. Have you killed your Guru? Have you killed somebody who is like your own family? Bhagwan may give the example, what are you talking about? Kans is my mama. Right? Kans is my maternal uncle. Where are you comparing? I also killed my maternal uncle because he ought to be killed. He went into the different side. Bhagwan could have said that, but Bhagwan didn't waste his time on that. He is asking Bhagwan, how Bhagwan, you expect me to kill Bhishma and Drona, my great grandsire, and my own teacher? He is now zeroed down to only 2 people. Okay, these 2 were the only one which was creating a strike in his mind. That how should I kill them? How should I kill them? Because he has got immense amount of love from these 2 and care from these 2. I told you, Bhishma Pitama always used to think that he is my next in line. He should take over my position once I am gone. Bhishma always used to think like that. And he had great devotion for Arjun also. And he has seen him growing through, in his valorousness and in his capability and all those, in his skillfulness and all. So he says, Bhagwan, Katham, how do you expect me to kill Bhishma and Drona in this battlefield? Ishubi, that too using the arrow. You think I should shoot an arrow at them? Ishubihi prati yotsyami. In the fight, you want me to shoot an arrow at these people? And how are they? How they are in my mind? Pujarha. Pujarha is the word here. That's how it becomes. Pujarha means they are worthy of being worshipped. They are worthy of being offered flowers. They are worthy of being garlanded. And you are asking me what? Shoot arrow at them. Kill them. How? Bhagwan, I understand what you are saying. I may have given to impotency in my thought process. My thoughts must have got mixed up. But you tell me, Bhagwan, give me one explanation. How should I do that? Arjun, what are you talking about? I'll tell you one incident of Mahabharata here in between. Everybody, when they were discussing the war, they said no, war should not happen. And I told you, Yudhishthir was the first one to say war should not happen. Bhagwan, I think war will have a lot of destruction. I think it will not be good for either sides. So they all said that. Arjun easily accepted. I told you Arjun was very devoted to his brother. He has never went against him. So whatever Yudhishthir said, Arjun said, yes, I think he is right. We should not end up doing a war. Let's give up, let's negotiate and all those things. Then seeing both of them, Bhima also gave in. Bhima was angry. He has already done a pratigya. He has done a vow that I'm going to kill Dushasan. He also said, I think you are right. It will amount to a lot of destruction. Many will get killed. I think we should give up. So at that time, Draupadi called Bhagwan Krishna, and said, Bhagwan, do you see my open hair? And now you remember that episode. She kept the hair open purposively to remind her husbands that what insult she has gone through. So she showed Bhagwan, and amongst them, she did not speak to her husbands. They are standing there only. She said, Bhagwan, what are you talking? What about the insult of mine? So, before even Bhagwan could say something, Bhima, he got very upset. And he started, murmuring, I don't understand why we are doing all these things. We should fight. They should get killed. He started saying that immediately. He suddenly changed. By seeing Draupadi itself, he's changed. And that, yes, she has gone through. I think they should all get killed. I am ready and all those things. Arjuna also for a moment said, I think Bhagwan, war is must. We should end up doing it. Which then Yudhishthir said, I think then if we all feel that way and there is no other solution, then Bhagwan said, don't worry. Since if this has come into your mind, I will go and negotiate. I will become the messenger and I will become the person to actually discuss this mediator. He went, Bhagwan went, and what happened? Bhagwan then said the same story. To koi baat nahi, give them 7 villages. He said, nothing doing. 7 villages. 7 villages will not even give a place to keep the point of a needle. Forget about these things. And then he said, and then I told you, Shakuni was always worried about Bhagwan. He always, Shakuni himself thinks he is very clever. So the one who is clever, when he sees Bhagwan, Bhagwan is more clever than him that way. So, he says, and if you remember that episode of B.R. Chopra's Mother, this scene I always remember. I do not know why I remember this. He said, Bhanje, ye Krishna bahut chalak hai. Bahut chalak hai. Ye tumko jeetne kabhi nahi dega. This is his I do not know where from B.R. Chopra has kept that. That line is so beautifully said there. भांजे ये कृष्ण बहुत चालाक है. मैं शुरू से ही कहता था बच के रहने की जरूरत है तो कृष्ण से बचने की जरूरत है. पांडवों को तो हम वैसे भी हरा देंगे. We will defeat them anyways. But he is very clever, much cleverer than what he can think. Because till the point Shakuni's cleverness can go, Bhagwan has got a view of the whole creation. Who can be more cleverer than him? Yeah? And Bhagwan didn't have to do any effort to kill the cleverness of Shakuni. Every action Shakuni does, somewhere or the other, Bhagwan would have overturned it. How he don't know? Shakuni knows it very well that every time he has done anything, Bhagwan has changed it. Lakshagra he tried. He gave, poison to Bhima. That also he tried. Nothing worked. Even when they were kids, it didn't work. I don't know who is protecting them. So Shakuni had this in his mind. कुछ हो ना हो, इट्स ऑलवेज भगवान कृष्णा ही है. ये कृष्ण बहुत चालाक है. तो दुर्योधन what he said, ये दूत बोल के ऐसे करता है. He becomes a messenger. He talks like this. Arrest him. And Bhagwan is Bhagwan. He showed his Vishwarupa there. But so impure is the people sitting in that assembly that not even one could see it. At that time, Sanjay had not got the vision. So Sanjay also could not see. The only person who could see that was Bhishma and Vidur. They both saw it. And Dronacharya and Kripacharya. They understood. Bhagwan showed it for a purpose. Nothing which Bhagwan does is without a purpose. Remember this thing, huh? He doesn't act purposelessly ever at all. He showed it for the purpose that at least now is the time, if Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya and Vidur can intervene and get this war cancelled, let them make an attempt. That is the reason Bhagwan showed that Vishwarupa there. And so what? Duryodhan think he can arrest Bhagwan? What is he talking about? That Bhagwan cannot be arrested by anyone. That is the, I do not know how to say this. When we read Bhagavad, there are tears rolling down our eyes. That Bhagwan who had tied this whole world with his Maya, he got tied by Yashoda around that okal. He showed Yashoda ji by opening his mouth that the whole Brahmanda is doing, rotating in my mouth. Whole Brahmanda is in himself. He showed it to Yashoda ji. But Yashoda ji could not understand at that time. She understood later on. That Bhagwan who has tied everybody in this world, he got tied by a small kind of a thing. That only when Yashoda ji used to tie him, every time that rasi, that thread was only 3 fingers short. She used to think, how is Bhagwan Krishna growing like that? Every time it's like 3 fingers short. And she made lot of effort. Then Bhagwan thought, now she's already tired. Poor lady, she's not going to understand. So Bhagwan reduced this size and blessed her to get tied to the whole thing. That was also his Leela. Bhagwan can do many Leelas. And trust me, I'm telling you, it's not about that. Bhagwan does Leela even today at many places. You have to be devoted to see it. He does it at many places. Many things we see, it's his way of working. Now I want to tell you one more thing here. If you get devoted to Bhagwan, you will understand every situation which comes in your life, whether positive or negative, is a situation which can help you grow. Many times what happens when the negative situation comes, or we get caught up into negative situation, we start struggling with the negative situation so much to resolve it, and we end up losing the lesson. But if you are devoted to Bhagwan, see, Arjun is in a negative situation right now. But Bhagwan showed him the way to grow up through this. Every situation which comes in life, if you get devoted to, actually every situation is a situation to grow. Whether good or bad. Both I'm talking about. But how many can pick up that, that's a different story. So here, he is saying, Bhagwan, those who are worthy of worship, how do you expect me to shoot an arrow at them? I can't do it, Bhagwan. I'm really, shivering with this fear of how to manage all these things. Then he says, next sloka is very good for Arjun. He says, Mahanubhavan Gurun Ahatva, by not killing these great people. Great people who? Bhishma and Drona, he spoke about in the last sloka. Mahanubhavan Gurun Ahatva, Ihaloke Bhaikshyam Api Bhoktum. By not killing these great people with so much greatness, both Bhishma and Drona, then what will you do, Arjun? By not killing them, or by going away from war and living a life of bhiksham, bhiksha, beggary. Huh? What are you talking? Running away from war and leading a life of beggary. And eating things which somebody gives me as part of their own devotion, and eating and living on that is better. Arjun is saying भिक्षा की जिंदगी जो है, भिक्षा की जिंदगी is better than killing Gurun and Mahanubhavan by these people. Now, one more thing I wanted to tell you here. One first portion I told you, there is a preface written on Bhagavad Gita by Bhagwan Shankaracharya, which I didn't pick up in this class because it's a lengthy discussion. But I want to tell you one thing. I spoke points about Karma Kand, Upasana Kand and Gyan Kand to you already. But I want to tell you one more thing today which you must keep in your mind. In this world, there are two paths. Two paths. Karma Kand, Upasana and Gyan is the sadhan or the process to reach the place. But there are two paths in totality which we all must understand and accept. One is called Pravritti Dharma and another one is called Nivritti Dharma. I want to explain this now today, taking this opportunity of this. Arjun is suddenly saying that from Pravritti Dharma I want to go to Nivritti Dharma. Sometimes what happens is Pravritti Dharma start putting down the people on the Nivritti Dharma. See, that's way not understanding them. Nivritti Dharma people will never put down Pravritti Dharma because they are different classes and schools. Now I'll explain you one more thing here. Karma Kanda is a preparatory school, prep school. I'll put it that way. Or I will use Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda is called elementary education. Okay? Elementary education is required before you graduate and go into PhD. Whereas Gyan Kand is PhD. Because there is nothing above that. You are going to reach the reality through Gyan Kand only. These two paths are only preparatory. Elementary school only prepares you for the higher. The school elementary education prepares you for the higher to receive the higher. If you skip these, definitely you can't go and straight join PhD. So what you have done in the last life. So Karma Kand and Upasana Kand is preparation. So Pravritti Marg, when you talk about, there are many people who will hear from outside, what spirituality you are talking about. I believe in action. That's Pravritti Marg. I told you one thing, if you don't understand anything, just remember one simple funda, be good, do good. Simple. In Pravritti Dharma, that is the logic you have to keep in mind. Be good and do good. If from your hand, nothing wrong should happen to anyone. Okay? Pravritti Dharma is a dharma in itself. And Bhagwan only gave that dharma. So I will use one shloka and I'll explain you only. But you don't get caught up in that. The preface written by Bhagwan Shankaracharya says, Narayanah paro vyaktat andam avyakta sambhavam andasyantastu me lokaha sapta dvipa cha medini. He says Narayan, Bhagwan Narayan, is beyond everything, the manifest and the unmanifest world. Okay, I'm explaining you to the Nivritti Marg here. Bhagwan Narayan is beyond the manifest and the unmanifest world. Narayana paro avyaktat. Avyak means unmanifest. Narayana is para, beyond the avyakta, beyond the unmanifest. So, you will see the world, one is Narayana, okay, who is beyond the unmanifest, then is the unmanifest world, and then is the manifest world. So, you should see in the 3E portion, Narayana is paro avyaktat. From Narayana came the unmanifest, which you more popularly in this world call as Maya. You use the word Maya, na? It's a very common parlance, misunderstood word also. It's used in wrong parlance also. But Maya means Avyakt. Avyakt is called Maya here. What happens at the end of creation, and I have to explain you to make you understand that point. At the end of creation, all the jivas, there is a pralay which will come. Pralay means this whole earth will go down into waters. It came from waters, it will go down into waters. At that pralaya, what happens to the jiva? Those jivas who have got realized, they will realize and merge with the self. And they will become one with the self. Those jivas who have not realized, they will all go into unmanifest state. And they will remain in the unmanifest state till the time the Prakriti is in Avyakta. Prakriti is in Pralay. Okay? When the Prakriti after the Pralay next time comes back, all these jivas will re-manifest according to their own karma. I do not know how much time I have to give you an example. The example comes in Bhagavad only. Okay, let me just pick up as an example, then you will understand it better. Naradji, it says, Naradji was a Dasi Putra. His mother was a Dasi. She used to serve at different houses. So sometime a lot of rishis came. His mother served those rishis, and those rishis gave Naradji the knowledge. So what happened? Naradji had the knowledge, so he used to meditate in between and all. He used to have a glimpse of that reality. So he got more interested in that. But his mother is also there. So he said, I cannot do anything, I have to serve my mother. One day his mother went to the forest, okay, to get cut grass. Some snake bit her and she died. Naradji was a kid. Now what happened? Naradji said, my mother has died. He cried first, but he understood it's Bhagwan's Leela. This situation is also a situation for me to rise. So Naradji started spending time in meditation and realizing the truth. One day Bhagwan gave him darshan for one few ounce of seconds and Bhagwan vanished. Naradji started searching for him. In the meanwhile, Prakriti went into Pralay. The Prakriti went into waters and everything went into Pralay. So Naradji also went with it. When the next time Prakriti came up, from that Dasi Putra, he became Naradji. And his name was Dev Rishi. Imagine his sadhana, that in the next, when the Prakriti came back, he became straight away. He did not have to cross many levels. He became straight away a Brahmaji's Manas Putra and became Dev Rishi. That is how the Prakriti functions. So Narayanaha Paro Vyaktat, Andam Avyakta Sambhavam. From that Avyakta, from that Maya, Andam means egg. Egg means the womb of creation. Avyakta is called the golden womb. The womb of creation is born. Means Brahmaji is born. From Brahmaji, these lokas and other things are born. So then he says, Sa Bhagwan Srishtva Idam Jagat Pravritti Dharmam Nirdishtaya. Pravritti Dharm batane ke liye he created these. Nivritti Dharm, he created these. It goes like that in the sequence. So Pravritti Dharm is a dharm. You have to go through that first to lead you to Nivritti Dharma. There are many people from the birth itself, they are not very much into action. They know that God is truth, then why waste time in this knowledge? I was taking the youth class, I was explaining them this incident of Swami Vivekanandji over there. Vivekanandji was going on the ship to US, Chicago, to give that speech. It's a long story, but I'll cut it short for you. He was going to give the speech there. So there was a a guy who was going to study medicine in US. So he looked at Bhagwan Swami Vivekanandji and he started looking down on him. He said, what? You people, you are going to US to beg? You are going to spoil our name. Why are you wasting your time? So Vivekanandji never said anything. After a while, when that man became a little quiet, he was sitting on the upper deck. Vivekanandji walked to him and asked, oh, leave aside me for a moment. Why are you going to the US? So he said, I'm going to study medicine. And then what will you do after that? Then he said, I will study medicine and I'll probably do, post-graduation in medicine there. Then what will you do? Then I'll work. He went on, he kept on asking, what will you do and all. He reached a point that I'll work, I'll set up a clinic, I'll marry, I'll have kid, I'll, make my kids grow. Then what happened? Then what happened means what? At the end he said, I'm summarizing it short for you. Then he said, well then what will happen? We will grow old. Then what will happen? He said, then we will die. So Vivekanandji paused for a moment and said, if your end goal is in life is to die, then why you have to work hard so much, go to US, study medicine, marry, have kids, grow them up and then die? Just jump from this deck, your goal is achieved. If death is your end goal, then why you have to go through this hard work? You just jump from here, it's already achieved. So then Swami Vivekananda said, listen young man, I am not going to die like you over there. I am going to teach those Englishmen how to grow above death. Spirituality is growing above death. That's what Bhagwan is going to teach here. So Arjun says here, hey Bhagwan, and by, Arjun has gone into the mind what? I think it is better than going into, if Pravritti Marg tells me to fight and kill my own people, it is better to adopt the Nivritti Marg. So he's saying it is better that I live the life of a bhiksha. I'll take bhiksha and I'll eat thus whatever I get it. I will not ask anything in life. I'll be satisfied and contented with that. So he says, Iha loke bhaikshyam Api bhoktum shreya. I think that is better for me. It is much high rising for me than actually doing this fight. Rather than he because Guruna hatva iha Rudira pradigdan artha kaman bhogan evata bhunjiya. If I kill these people, Guru and my Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya, whatever I earn by killing them will already be soaked in their blood. See what is the word he is using? Rudira pradigdan artha kaman bhogan eva. If I kill them and earn a kingdom and earn a kingship and earn a life, don't you think what I earn will be already soaked in blood of my own people? Every time I do a pleasure and I enjoy a pleasure or I eat something, it will always strike my mind that I am actually eating or enjoying something which is soaked with the blood of my own people. Bhagavan, I think better than that is actually going Nivritti Marg. Let people think whatever they want to think. Let people say whatever they think. This is my own thought process. I am coming to this point. In the next shloka, which is 6, which I read, he says, Na etacha na vidmaha. I don't know this at all. What do you don't know, Arjun? Katarat gariyaha yatva jayema. Is it better to fight and win, or is it better to lose the war? Bhagavan, I cannot decide which is right. Is it better to fight and die, or is it better to fight and win? Now you see here, in the midst of this intellectual confusion, Arjun knows one thing very well. He has the ability of both. What is the ability of both? Arjun has the ability to win the war also. Arjun has the ability to make sure that they win the war also. Both ability Arjun has got. See, that much faith he has got in his capability. He knows very well that what he decides will happen. If he decides to win, they will definitely win. If he decides to lose, they will lose also. So both the things can happen. So what is better, Bhagavan? I do not know. I am not able to decide. Nacha etad vidmaha. I am not able to decide with my intellect. I am not able to come to a conclusion with my intellect. But what is right here? Is it better to lose the battle from them, or it is better to win the battle from them? Na jayehu yana hatva na jiji vishamaha te iva dharta rashtra pramukhe avastitaha. Because for those people who I want to win the war, they are, alas, standing in front of me to get killed. What a fate, Bhagavan. I don't understand what I am seeing, why can't they see? They are not seeing all these things. See, that's what I said, na? The more purer you become, the more clarity your intellect starts getting. Now see, I told you the same situation is in front of Duryodhana also. Why he can't see this? Because he used the word Lobho apahata chetasaha. Because his mind and intellect is already kidnapped or overpowered by greed. Let me tell you one statement here. In scripture it is said, when the lobha, the greed, becomes quiet within us, what comes out is called santosha, fulfillment or contentment. When the anger or krodha becomes shant or quietened within us, what comes out within us is forgiveness, kshama. And the same way, when our ego gets quietened or subdued within us or becomes quiet within us, what comes within us is called faith. What is that which is against faith is our ego. We don't want to accept somebody higher than us. That stops our knowledge bearing capacity. Because faith is utmost important to get the knowledge. You have to keep somebody, I told you, at the higher pedestal. So when the ego becomes quiet, what comes out is called faith. Because for having faith, you have to suppress your ego. You have to put down your ego. So you see here, Arjun, what he is saying, I do not know, Bhagavan, what is right, but what to do. Lobha apata chetasa, because their mind and intellect is overpowered by greed, They can't see the error and the problem which I am seeing here. What to do? I think living a life of Diksha is better than actually fighting with these people. The next shloka, 7th shloka, I'll read the shloka. But we will take it in the next time because it's a very, very important shloka. That shloka and the next shloka, Arjun will put his surrender in front of Bhagwan. He used the word Karpanya dosho pahatas swabhavah pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yashreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme शिष्यस्ते हम शाधि माम त्वाम प्रपन्नम कार्पण्य दोषो अपहत स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेताः यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्ते हम शाधि माम त्वाम प्रपन्नम। इस श्लोक को हमारे आध्यात्मिक शास्त्र में, इन आवर स्पिरिचुअल साइंस, वी कॉल अ श्लोक ऑफ प्रपत्ति. प्रपत्ति मीन्स सरेंडर. When a person surrenders his ego in front of someone and says, I do not know what knowledge I have is right or wrong, you start overwriting my knowledge. So he gives the ability to somebody, gives the reins of his life to someone to start overwriting his knowledge. So he says here, Karpanya dosho apahata swabhavah. By the feeling of कृपणता means कंजूसी. यहाँ पर exactly word नहीं है. यहाँ पर actually misplaced compassion भी word है. कृपणता का मतलब आपका बात सही है. The one who is a little taken aback or refrained from himself. कार्पण्यता, कृपणता. I have gone into the दोष of कृपणता. I have gone into the fault of कृपणता. यहाँ पर चलो कंजूसी वर्ड अगर मैं मानूं तो इंटेलेक्चुअल कंजूसी कह सकता हूं मैं उसको बाहर की कंजूसी तो बोल नहीं पाऊंगा. कार्पण्य दोषो, कृपणता के दोष ने क्या किया है? दिस फॉल्ट, दिस एरर इन मी हैज अपहत स्वभाव. इट हैज किडनैप्ड और ओवरपावर्ड माय स्वभाव, माय बिहेवियर. इट हैज ओवरपावर्ड माय थॉट प्रोसेस. पृच्छामि त्वाम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता. Such a person who is overpowered by this fault of कृपणता is asking you in which state he is. धर्म के विषय में my चेतस, my intellect, in the matter of dharma, my intellect is sammudha. Sammudha means is dumb. It cannot decide. It doesn't have enough knowledge to make a decision. Sammudha, samyak mudha. Samyak mudha, really in a gross form, dumb. He's not able to, he's dumb-witted to make a decision. क्या है? Arjuna is accepting the fact that Prichhami Tvam, I am asking, I am how am I? Dharma sammudha cheta. In the matter of dharma, my intellect is dumbfounded now. I cannot make a decision. I think I do not have enough knowledge about this. Yat shreyah syat. Whatever is good for me, whatever is shreyaskar. I told you there are two things, shreyas and preyas. What is dear to me is not asking. What is eternally good for me as a human being, as a soul, as a jiva, you tell me, bruhi tanme. You please tell me. Now the last word is best. Shishyah te aham. Consider me as what? Bhagwan, I am your student. He with folded hands tells Bhagwan, I am your student. Tvam mam shadhi. You start ruling over my intellect. Rest of the details we will see in the next class. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat karomi adyat sakalam parasmai narayanaeti samarpayami Shriman Narayanaeti samarpayami. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.